everyone, and welcome back to Pixie Dust Mom. It is Amanda today, and I wanted to go over the new Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Single Pass with you that will be starting July 24th. At this point, there's nothing you can do with it. It won't be available to anyone till the 24th, but I wanted to kind of walk everybody through what you need to know. So, here we go. Alright, so first off, Genie Plus is being replaced in Walt Disney World and Disneyland. There's new branding, and we're going to talk about what that means for you, the guest. So Genie Plus branding is being replaced as Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, and individual Lightning Lane is changing to Lightning Lane Single Pass. So you won't hear Genie Plus anymore. Well, people will mistakenly say it, but Genie Plus is now being called Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, and the individual Lightning Lanes will now be Lightning Lane Single Pass. Hopefully, this will help with the confusion between the free Genie service, Genie Plus service, and individual Lightning Lane selections, which has been in place for the past few years, because those get confused with, okay, well, if Genie Plus is this, what's a Lightning Lane? So they're actually putting it as, Lightning Lane is what is posted in the park for where you go. So it makes sense that Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Single Pass are the terms you use to book these. Alright, so what are you getting with your park ticket? Outside of Lightning Lane, multi, single, all the things. What is just still included when you get a park ticket? So, standby queues at each attraction. Keep in mind that attractions with virtual queues, which are Tiana's Bayou Adventure at the time of filming, this is July of 2024, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Tron, and Guardians of the Galaxy do not have standby queues at this point because they have virtual queues. So, but virtual queues are free. Again, virtual queues are still available at certain experiences that don't have standby lines, but you have to join those in order to use them. The free Genie planning, the tip board in the My Disney Experience app, to my knowledge, is staying the same. It's not changing. So, Lightning Lane Single Pass. Again, the only thing changing at Disneyland is the name. Nothing else changes. The way you use Genie Plus is how you will use Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, and the way you currently use Lightning Lane individual Lightning Lane selections will now, that's the exact same way you use Lightning Lane Single Pass. So the only thing changing in Disneyland in California is the name. Everything else stays the same. So everything else I'm talking about only applies to Walt Disney World in Florida. Okay? So keep that in mind. This is Florida, Walt Disney World only. So, Lightning Lane Single Pass. Formerly, individual Lightning Lane a la carte selection. It was a mouthful. You can still purchase up to 2 per day per guest. Same rules apply. Experience times can be selected at the time of purchase. So again, you're not having to pick, next available or whatever. You go ahead and pick which window you want to book it for. And you can only purchase 1 per attraction. So you can't get, like, if I wanted to buy 2 Tron single passes just for me, then I can't do that. You have to pick 2 different attractions if you're going to pick 2 different single passes. If a ticket includes park hopping, you can make selections at different parks. So I could select Avatar and Tiana's isn't on there. Tron. I could do Tron and Avatar at Animal Kingdom if I was going to do Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom that day. You can do that, but you cannot do more than 2 per day per guest. And you can purchase it whether or not you get the multi-pass. If you get the multi-pass, you can get single pass. If you don't get multi-pass, you can still get single pass. They're 2 completely separate entities. And you don't have to have one. You don't have to have both. You can get one or the other. or you can purchase both if you so choose. All right, Lightning Lane Multipass. Here we go. Part 1. There's 2 slides for this one. Formerly referred to as Genie Plus, you will use the same Lightning Lane entrances at select experiences during a specified window once per experience per day. You can schedule up to 3 Lightning Lane experiences at one theme park, and you can pre-plan these in advance at the time of purchase. So we're going to talk about when this can happen in a minute. So you can book up to 3 ahead of your trip. These, and in the description box, you will find a PDF of all 4 parks that have what's included at this current time for Lightning Lanes. For Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot they have the tiers or separate groups, so you can get 1 from group 1 and 2 from group 2, or you can pick all 3 from group 2. It's very similar to the way Fast Pass was. And then Animal Kingdom is not tiered because there's, a smaller selection of attractions there. Anyway, you can only pick from one park. So whichever park you're going to start the day at, if you're park hopping, then just choose the park you're going to start at and book them there. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. Experiences at MK, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios are divided into 2 groups. You can choose 1 from group 1 and 2 from group 2, or choose all 3 from group 2 during your pre-planning. I got ahead of myself. So, part 2, Lightning Lane Multipass. Once a selection has been redeemed, a new one can be booked from any group. So, if you remember the days of Fast Pass when you could pre-book your 3 passes, you had to use all 3 of them before you could book another. This one is different. This one is once you use one, you can book another one. So you can have 3 booked at all times. Okay? You can keep 3 booked all the time. The 120-minute rule is out the window because you can have 3 booked at a time. You're not just limited to 1 at a time like you were with Genie Plus. And, Fast Pass, once you used your first 3, you could only have 1 booked at a time. So this one, once you've redeemed one, if the park opens at 9 and you have your first one from 9 to 10 and you go straight to that one and book it, and scan in, as soon as you scan into that one, you can go ahead and make another one and just have 3 booked out all day long, which I love. I'm so excited about that. So if admission includes park hoppers, guests may select any of the 4 theme parks after the first selection of the day has been redeemed. So here's your park hopping. If you start your day at Magic Kingdom and you have 3 booked at Magic Kingdom, and after lunch you're planning on going to Hollywood Studios, so once you use that first one, you want to hop over and do Mickey and Minnie's and Tower of Terror and all those over there, then you can go ahead, after you use the first one, you can start booking at Hollywood Studios. Or you can continue booking at Magic Kingdom. It's completely up to you. Alright, pre-booking. When can I purchase? And this one's interesting. So each can be purchased, single pass and multi-pass, in advance at 7 a.m. Eastern. So the booking starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Guests can pre-plan their experience and return times at the time of purchase. So again, Genie Plus, you had to pick next available. This is going back to you get to pick your window. So you don't have to pick what's next available like Genie Plus was for the multi-pass. You go in and pick your window just like you did with Fast Pass and with individual Lightning Lane. You could pick your time. When you can purchase will depend on where you're staying on your trip. So we're going to talk about if you're staying on site, on Disney property. So if you are a Disney Resort guest, guests of eligible resorts can purchase and begin pre-planning up to 7 days prior to your check-in day for the length of your stay up to 14 days. So this is very similar to like making dining reservations. Whatever day you're checking in, you can make it for starting 7 days before your check-in day. So if I'm checking in 7 days from now, I can get up at 7 o'clock. I can go ahead and book my lightning lanes and all my lightning lanes for my entire trip if I'm staying a week or up to 2 weeks, for the whole length of my stay. So that's good, and that's a big perk of being a resort guest. Eligible resorts include Disney Resort Hotels, Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, and Shades of Green. This does not include Good Neighbor Hotels. This is just the resort hotels, the Swan and Dolphin, and Shades of Green. And that's it. Now, if you have date-based tickets, okay, so if you have date-based tickets, then you can purchase and begin pre-planning up to 3 days prior to your ticket start date. So if you're arriving on, what's today, the 15th. If you're arriving today, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so it doesn't matter what day you're arriving. It matters what day your ticket starts. So if you're arriving on a Saturday, but your ticket doesn't start till Monday, then it has to be 3 days before Monday. It has to be 3 days before the start date of your ticket, and you can go ahead and pre-plan for the length of your ticket. So if you have a 5-day ticket, you can go ahead and book your lightning lane selections for all 5 days, or however many days that you're planning on using the service. If you have a different form of admission, such as non-dated tickets, annual passes, main entrance passes, what have you, you can purchase up to 3 days in advance of each day of your visit. Your park reservations are required for these. So I have an annual pass. So if I have a park reservation, then I can go ahead and schedule my lightning lane selections and purchase that 3 days in advance of that park reservation. However, and I'm wondering if I put this on the next slide. I don't think I did. All right, so really quick, if you are a annual pass holder or if you have some other non-dated admission ticket, then that 3 day prior to your park reservation applies. If you have one of those tickets, but you also are a Disney resort guest and you're going to be staying on property, then that trumps. And then you have the 7-day rule. So 7 days prior to check-in, you can book your Genie Plus. You don't have to wait till the 3 days before your park reservation. So resort guest trumps everything else. I hope that makes sense. All right. Quick guide, really quick. Use for the multi-pass, which is formerly Genie Plus, use your lightning lane entrances at a variety of experiences during a specified return window. You can pre-plan up to 3 experiences in one park per day that you're going to use the service. You can select your available arrival window for experiences. You are not relegated to the next available. And you still get Disney PhotoPass lenses included with a multi-pass, and you still get PhotoPass attraction photo downloads from the day of the visit that you have multi-pass. Resort guests can purchase 7 days prior to check-in. All other guests purchase 3 days prior to your visit into that park or the beginning of your ticket. Lightning Lane Single Pass. Quick guide. This one doesn't have quite as much to it. Use Lightning Lane entrance as certain highly demanded attractions during a specified return time, up to 2 per guest per day. You can select an available arrival window for the experience, and again, you can purchase 7 days prior to check-in if you're staying on site, and all other guests 3 days prior to your visit to the park or the beginning of your ticket. Let me keep that back up there. So I hope this helps. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down in the comments, and I'll be happy to share those or answer those questions. It's a lot of information that's come out the last little bit over this, and it'll be interesting. I've got some clients that will be down there on the first day of this for that week. So I'm interested to see how it all works and how Disney IT is able to kind of fix the quirks and everything. If you need help planning your Disney trip, I will be more than happy to help you, and I would love to be able to help you plan that magical vacation to Walt Disney World or Disneyland or Disney Cruise Line. I have a link in the description box for a free quote. My services are completely free when you book with me, and I guess I'll just, help you to plan your amazing vacation. So I hope to talk to you soon, and if you need anything, leave it in the comments. If you have any requests for certain videos or certain information, I'm happy to hear those. You can email me if you don't feel comfortable leaving them in the comments. My email address is in the description box also, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.